English Gardner might be the most eccentric and charismatic athlete at Oregon. She's also one of the fastest women in the world. Ahead of this weekend's Pac-12 championships, our own Erik Elken sat down with the Duck star. Here's part one of our conversation with English Gardner.
After you won the 100 meters at the Oregon Relays this year, you said you wanted to shock the world. What do you mean by that?
For me, it was more not so much world, but I wanted to start here, and it started building up, and now people recognize me. I can hold my own here at Hayward, and now my bigger goal is to shock the world, to do something that a normal Jersey girl never really done.
So how do you do that? How do you shock the world?
Well, my goal this year is try to break 11. So, I think that'll shock them a little bit, but like I said, I really don't think I'll ever fulfill that goal. I think it'll just always be something to keep me going and keep me pushing.
Along with shock the world, you use phrases like I'm a Spartan, and you got to feed the lion. Always, when the lion gets hungry, you got to keep feeding it. Is there a little Muhammad Ali in you?
He was a great athlete, and he set the tone for a lot of athletes. With confidence and not being so much cocky, but just having confidence in yourself, and that's something that my dad always instilled in me. My favorite movie is 300. How it was just a little army, but yet they were, wrecking through thousands of Persians. This year I really haven't been let loose in 100, so I'm just like a caged lion ready to break out of the cage and finally shock the world.
You briefly mentioned your father. Is that where your confidence and swagger comes from?
Definitely. If you ever seen him, he walks like he owns the world. He can have a penny in his pocket and you'll think he's a millionaire. So I've always had this swag about me that I can't really get rid of, and my head coach always says that you just walk around like you own this place. And so I always smile back at him like I'm trying, We'll see. Hopefully I run good enough so I can be able to own this place.
What's your relationship like with your father?
Very close. He's like my best friend, Not a lot of people my age, especially from my area, in Philadelphia, New Jersey, really know their fathers. And so I keep mine close, and he's my best friend, my coach. It's really a great relationship, and I don't know what I would be able to do without him.
English Gardner is the reigning Pac-12 100-meter champion. Last year at the Pac-12 championship, she set the U.S. junior record, the Pac-12 record at that meet, and she famously threw up the Oregon O as she was crossing the finish line. Tomorrow, on part two of our conversation with English, we'll talk about what was going through her mind. She threw up the O before she crossed the finish line and still won. Pretty cool. She's a great personality.
I love that comment. She's got swag.
She has so much swagger, so much swagger.